Hey Chums! Our vacation continues. We have landed in California, or actually we drove to California. So we were a little bit tired. We just got something to eat to refresh from because it was a nice ride from Vegas to California. And now we are here at Knott's Berry Farm. So I'm excited because this is actually my first visit to California. Never been to California before. This park is, it looks absolutely amazing. The theme here seems to be the Peanuts. It's really cute. It looks like they have some major roller coasters. I don't really know too much about them yet.
Oh, there's a few. It looks like there's a B&M or Bollier and Mabillard inverted coaster that's similar to Montu at Busch Gardens. So let's go and hit some rides, and we'll take a look around and explore this park a little more. Let's do it.
So what do we have over here?
This is this Silver Bullet?
You know anything about this one?
This is a Bollinger and Mabillard coaster, the same people who made the Dragon Challenge and Montu.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
There is a really good spinning coaster that's over here.
Yeah, this was really good. The Sierra Sidewinder. This ride is, it's similar to Cobra's Curse at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, but I think I like this a little bit better.
I don't think it was like Cobra's Curse. I think it was a lot better.
Yeah, Cobra's Curse is a little bit tame for my taste. This has some actual thrill to it. Yeah, like that. Super fun. We just rode Hang Time, and that was an awesome ride. I absolutely loved it.
I can't believe how smooth that was.
Yeah.
For a coaster that had all those elements in it, it didn't even knock my head around at all.
No, super buttery smooth roller coaster. You really do have that hang time while you're upside down.
It holds you almost like a dive coaster, but I don't know, the ride was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this would actually be technically considered a Eurofighter style coaster, but I am liking these type of coasters more and more. I've been on a few now, and I'm really enjoying it. So I think next we're gonna go to Accelerator because it's staring me right in the face.
And there's a mouse coaster too.
Oh yeah, Wild Mouse. Let's go hit those. I missed the good part. But this ride is incredible. Well, it's extremely short. I do wish it was longer. I wish it was that launch plus a whole 2.5 minute, 3 minute roller coaster. It's done in about 45 seconds. The launch is the star of the show.
That was so intense, I felt like I was going to black out for a second.
I felt that about halfway through. Yeah. About halfway through I started to gray out a little. But the G-force is unreal on that ride. And I loved it.
Still amazed. My head did not get knocked around. I don't know what it is with these coasters at this park, but my head is not getting knocked around, and these are crazy intense roller coasters. That was buttery
smooth. Yeah, I believe this is Intamin again. This is the work of Intamin, but they knocked it out of the park again. Awesome job. Yeah, that ride's incredible.
So we've had a pretty big day over here at Knott's Berry Farm. The altitude change, being from South Florida, I really feel a difference. When we go to Busch Gardens, Tampa, we have crazy coasters over there and I don't get wiped out. I seriously feel like every time we do a big coaster at this park, I gotta sit down for a minute. And we figured out that it probably is, I'm just not used to the altitude change. So hopefully I'll do a little bit better tomorrow at Six Flags, but we did do pretty good.
I think we did
pretty much
right.
Everything.
Yeah, I think the only thing we didn't get to do obviously is their wooden coaster is down for the day. For maintenance, I'm assuming it was routine maintenance. I saw guys with hard hats walking around earlier on the track, and I think that's it. I think we did everything else here.
We tried to do hang time twice. The two that we liked the best here was Accelerator and Hang Time. Hang Time's down right now. We'll probably go and check one more time to see if they're open. The park closes in a little bit less than an hour. We have a little bit more time. Accelerator, I want to say that we usually like rides better from the back because you get more airtime. Airtime means that feeling that you're coming out of your seat, as opposed to G-Force where you feel like you're being pushed down into your seat. This ride was a little bit different because I feel like you had the airtime when you rode in the front.
Yeah, I agree. In the front, it's a little less, I don't want to say it's less intense. The front is equally as intense. I think it's just a slightly different ride. In the back, we rode the very last car, our first time riding it, and the both of us grayed out in the same spot. About halfway through the ride, all the color went on the sides a little bit. You had that vignette kind of.
I thought I was about to pass out on the ride, but I was okay like 2 seconds later.
Yeah, it went away very quickly. But that second time we rode it in the front, neither one of us had that effect.
But that's an awesome ride. That's an awesome launch. It's just like...
That's, yeah, insane. I've not been on a launch like that yet. Tomorrow may change that because we're going to Six Flags Magic Mountain tomorrow. I can't believe I'm finally going to this park.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of time left here. We have a reservation after this to go to, what is it, Mrs. Knott's Chicken Restaurant and Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner.
Yeah.
There's some kind of chicken restaurant that everybody raves about that's associated with this park. It's right outside of the park. We have a reservation. So we're just trying to find some things to do until it's time to go. And we're gonna hit that before we make our drive over to Valencia. Our hotel that we're staying at is gonna be next to Six Flags. So it's been a really awesome day, and I really do like this park. I like Knott's Berry.
Yeah, I like it too. It's a little strange at times. There are a couple of points in the park where you're like, okay, I see the ride. Where's the entrance to the ride?
Yeah.
And then you get to the entrance of the ride and can't quite find where you're supposed to go next.
Definitely.
The zigzags, the little cattle.
Not organized like Disney.
Yeah.
Disney usually closes stuff off so that you know not to go in that area. This, you have to kind of look around for it.
Yeah, but it gives us something to do.
Yeah, and then my tip to you for this park, buy your tickets online. There is a discount if you buy your tickets ahead of time online. It's cheaper than buying them over at the gate.
It's a substantial discount too.
Yeah.
I think it's really worth it to do that.
Yeah, so definitely if you're gonna come to this park, try to buy your tickets online. You get a cheaper price for buying them in advance online.
All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for us here. We're gonna go eat, and we will see you guys next time. Hey chums, so we are here today at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California. This is a bucket list dream come true for me. I've been trying to go to this park for almost 20 years now, and I am finally here for the first time. I am unbelievably excited right now.
And we got 2 days of this.
Yes. So I think we're going to start today with the Revolution. This is the first successful loop in a steel roller coaster ever. There it goes. You can hear it. It's a loud track, loud coaster, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this looks like a really fun park. I just wish we could have brought the GoPro in. They don't allow the GoPro.
Yeah, for all you other YouTubers and people with park channels, you cannot bring professional grade camera equipment in, and they consider GoPros to be professional grade, so you have to make do with what you have. And right now we're using the phone, and hope the quality's okay, but I think we're gonna be all right. Well, let's go hit some rides. I am beyond excited today. Let's do it.
All right, chums, we just rode Superman Escape from Krypton, and it was unreal. It was so good.
All right, I'll admit this one made me nervous. What this ride is it's a backwards launch really quickly to 100 miles an hour. It just sort of shoots up and then it comes back down. But once it actually started, I was all right, because I feel like riding backwards is different than riding forwards.
It is. Launch is a lot smoother
Yeah.
and easier transitionally. It's not a brutal launch.
No.
It's I mean, even Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens Tampa has a more, I would say, a more jolting first launch than this one. This was a smooth transition, but it was so much fun. When you're climbing up the tower, it's just, it feels like it doesn't end. You're going and going and going and going and going and going, and then you stop and fall back down.
The whole thing is what, probably like 20 seconds?
20 seconds and it's over. But this was actually the first roller coaster. It's technically still a roller coaster. This is the first roller coaster to ever go 100 miles an hour in the entire world. And we just got to do it. Highly recommended if you come to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Get to the top of the hill, do a couple warm-up rides, and then hit Superman Escape from Krypton. All right, let's move on to the next. All right, guys, so we just had some lunch. What part of the park would this be? I guess like a centralized area.
It's like a country type of area.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I know that this park is notorious for not having the best food. That actually was pretty decent. I had a bacon cheeseburger platter, and you had the chicken strips, right?
Yeah, they were okay.
Yeah, wasn't terrible. I will say that we got to do Full Throttle, X2, and did we do something at Tatsu, the flying coaster? And out of the three of those, I don't know, Full Throttle was pretty intense. Very good coaster. Triple launch, one of the launches being backwards. Tatsu, I think it
I
was,
don't know what it is with me and flying coasters. I always feel like, even at in SeaWorld over at Manta, I get like a nauseous feeling on them, but I'm okay like a few minutes later.
It
And
never
it
really
happened
gets-
to me on this one too.
see, it doesn't get me like that. But, but I will say I think Tatsu is a little more intense than Manta. Manta's a little less on the fast and crazy side. They're both by the same manufacturer. So they both have a very smooth, buttery feel to them, but I feel like Tatsu is a little more intense, had a few more inversions than Manta, and it was a little longer.
I thought it was really good though.
Yeah, great ride.
And X2, I feel like somebody beat me up on that ride. The ride was so awesome, but I don't know what was going on in my seat. I was like just being flopped around. My head got pounded, my legs got pounded. For me, that was a rough ride. I thought it was awesome.
It didn't
though.
do that to me. I don't know. Maybe I put on some vacation weight and was firmly planted in my seat. All right, so I think now we're gonna go off and do the Justice League Dark Ride. Hey chums, we are back at Six Flags Magic Mountain for day 2. This is the last day of our vacation. We're kind of sad that it's over, but we are really excited to be back here. We're gonna finish up the last few rides. We actually made a bet before we left for the vacation. I didn't think it was possible to do all of the rides at Six Flags Magic Mountain in one day. Melody disagreed. She said it's possible. Well, what was the outcome of the bet?
Well, here's the thing about this park. We're from South Florida. The parks that would be closest to us are usually the Orlando parks.
Yeah.
You always have to wait over there. This park is dead right now. I mean, literally dead. Like, we're not waiting for anything. And actually, you would think that that's like, oh great, we're not waiting for anything, but it actually exhausts you even quicker because you have more walking to do without breaks in between. There's a lot of stairs to get up the different rides. And every ride here is like a wow factor. Like, they take a lot out of you.
Yeah,
So-
they're heavy duty coasters. I mean, and they're all packed together. It's a big park, but they have so many coasters that they have coasters on top of coasters. If you look behind us, you can see Tatsu, which is flying through that loop right there. The Revolution is that white loop that's behind it, and then right there, at the corner of your screen on the other side, you're gonna see Full Throttle. So they're all bunched together. It is possible to do these 3 in a row. I'm sorry, I'm cutting Melody's head off there. So it is possible to do all these coasters in a row, but once you're done with the 3rd out of the 3, you're like, whew, okay, now we gotta walk. And then once you get to where you're going, it's another group of coasters. So it does take it out of you. It's really tough to do.
So far from yesterday, the big thing that we tried to ride that we didn't get to was Riddler's Revenge.
Yeah.
We got on the line, we were all the way up there, and unfortunately all of a sudden the ride started having technical difficulties. So today we definitely are going to make a plan to hit that one. I'm a little intimidated by Lex Luthor. It's over a 400-foot drop, but that's on the list to do today. We haven't done Batman either.
No.
So we're going to go and do those. My biggest wow factor, I have to say, was Twisted Colossus.
Yeah, and I would have to say I agree with that 100%. That's the best ride in the park, in my opinion.
Yeah.
X2 is a close second, and Full Throttle is probably going to take the 3rd place spot for me. But so let's just cut to the chase. Let's get over to the section of the park where Riddler's Revenge, Twisted Colossus, Batman, and some others that we haven't done yet are situated. Let's go over there right now. All right, we just did Riddler's Revenge, which is the stand-up coaster you see right behind me. I was pretty impressed, I gotta say. It wasn't a huge night and day difference between sitting down and standing up, because you have this kind of banana bicycle seat in between your legs that's locks into place, and you can kind of control how you sit or stand. If you can kind of crouch, but I chose to stand. I think Melody did as well.
I stood?
Yeah, and I don't see a huge difference though. I think they're starting to convert a lot of stand-up coasters into floorless coasters. And I kind of see why. I think the floorless coaster is a little more comfortable because you're seated in like a standard sitting position, and it's about equally as thrilling. So that being said, I think we're gonna go do the dark ride next, the Justice League dark ride.
We did this yesterday. It was actually a pretty fun ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's probably one of the only rides for adults to give you a little bit of a break from the roller coasters. Roller coasters are great. It's just that because there's so many of them, it takes so much out of you. So it's nice to sit in the air condition for a few minutes.
That feels amazing, by the way. After a hot day out here in California, you're just getting roasted all day long, and then you go into this nice, comfortable
Plus,
AC.
Harley Quinn is on this ride.
Yeah, I know you love her. All right, we wrapped up lunch on day 2 here. We this time we ate at a place just called Sports Bar. I don't think there's much more to it other than that.
It had
And-
air conditioning.
Yeah, yeah. I had a tri-tip sandwich, which I had to ask what that is, but that's not really a thing we have in Florida. It was like a barbecue beef with a little bit of sweet barbecue sauce and coleslaw. It was very good. And Mel had a burger, right?
Yeah, just a burger. We want to get some funnel cake. I guess this is the month. It's the 80th birthday of Batman.
Yeah.
So they have some kind of a specialty funnel cake.
Yeah, it's like
which is why I'm never going to be skinny. But we're going to go at some point and try that because it's a special thing that they have for this month. And I happen to love funnel cake.
Yeah, I think that's pretty necessary to get that. We were able to re-ride a few that we did yesterday, and also do some catch up on the last few. We did Gold Rusher, which is like a mine cart kind of ride. That was okay.
It's a little bit like Thunder Mountain at Walt Disney World Orlando.
Yeah, it's a mild thrill. We re-rode Ninja and Tatsu, and the last coaster we have left on the list is Viper. And after that, we will have ridden every coaster in the park, and I'm pretty sure we'll end up doing X2 again, and then Twisted Colossus, which is the king of the park. We'll have to do that one again. So in the meantime, I think we're gonna go get some funnel cake, walk off some of this food we've been munching down, and then get on Viper. All All right, guys, so we have officially ridden every operating roller coaster in the park. I can't believe we did it.
Some of them, I didn't like Viper.
No, Viper is
Old.
It's old. It didn't stand the test of time. It is extremely rough. It feels God, how would I describe it?
I don't know, it's just not a comfortable ride. It's rocky, rickety, and you just feel like you're getting moved around too much.
Yeah, it's the opposite of smooth. Anybody that's been on a nice Bollinger and Mabyard coaster like Kumba at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, or the Incredible Hulk at Islands of Adventure knows that those are smooth coasters. This is the polar opposite of Bollinger and Mabyard. This was an Arrow design coaster, and it is rough.
And I'm gonna say too, we had heard from a lot of people that have been to this park before that they loved X2. I rode it twice and I just didn't love it. The ride has some amazing elements. The seats like flip around, so the force, when you're like moving, the seats will turn in different directions depending on, you know, how the track is moving. But I feel like it's so distracting of how beat up that you get on that ride. There's just no way to sit securely. Your legs are banging around. My shoulders were banging into things. I don't know. I feel like I'm so distracted with the work of trying to stay in place and not get beat up and actually enjoying it.
It's like track-wise, it's smooth. Like the train rolling along the track is smooth. When the seats turn, that's when you start getting knocked around and banged around. But rolling wise, it's very smooth. But I did like it, but it's I feel like I liked it even less the second time I rode it.
That's because we switched seats.
Yeah, I rode the outside the second time.
Yeah, the outside I feel like you get knocked around even more than the inside. But I don't think I would, we're not going to ride it again this visit. We only have a couple hours left of the park being open. I don't know how much more that we're going to do. One thing that I was like saying before privately is that, you know, we can go to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay and just keep going. I think that because this is on a mountain and you're walking up so many hills and so many stairs and the park is so dead today, that's why it's so draining. Plus it's over 100 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, it's hot. And I mean, the air is a little drier than back home at Florida, but sometimes that works against you because you just get dehydrated instantly. I feel like I can't drink enough water at Powerade today. But yeah, I think we're probably going to rewrite a couple more things. I would like to do Full Throttle again, and I would definitely like to do Twisted Colossus again. We haven't gone on that today, and that was both of our collective favorite ride in the park. So I think we're going to go do that again. And then I think we are going to go back to the hotel and pass out.
No, you find a couple activities to do, depending on if we don't pass out.
Yeah, passing out might happen. But anyhow, we'll see you guys soon. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, look for the Park Chums handle. Also on Instagram and on Facebook. Drop us a line. Let us know what you think of our videos. And we'll see you guys soon.